Welcome to M&B Air Rifle Reviews. We're going to start this journey together. This is going to be a new channel for me, and hopefully we can go down this journey together, and you can learn something, and I can learn something along the way also. My intention is to maybe put a little information out there if you intend on buying something, or you have different options that you're trying to weigh, or you just want a better understanding of how things are built and the quality and what to expect before you purchase. Along the way, we're going to do some air rifles, we'll do some air pistols, we will do BB guns, we'll do pellet guns, we'll maybe even cover some airsoft in between, and definitely some accessories, and maybe some how-tos on how to do some upgrades and things of that matter. So, welcome. My name's Mike, and I hope that you'll follow me on this journey. This is kind of off the cuff today. I just want to get this video out there and keep it kind of raw so we can grow together. I did have a few other YouTube channels. One got deplatformed. I took another one down. I want to start 2021 off with something new and maybe exciting. And this is a great alternative if you like to do any hunting, or you have trouble in your area with gun laws or anything like that. Which, by the way, I don't condone any misuse of firearms, air guns, anything like that. Responsibility is the key, definitely. I would expect you to follow your local, state, and county laws as long as they're constitutional. Okay, that's the key word, as long as they're constitutional. Anything beyond that, it is what it is. Now, we're going to start out today with a gun that a lot of you already know about, or at least a lot of you, if you've been looking at air guns, are interested in. I'm sure you've seen this before if you've been looking, and a lot of you haven't pulled the trigger because some of the reviews were just kind of, ho-hum. They really didn't go over a lot with this rifle. We're going to go down a journey with this rifle through a few different videos, but today I'm not doing the unboxing. I just got this rifle myself, but I'm not going to do the unboxing. We just, you're an adult. We'll save unboxings for things that are brand spanking new that you haven't seen before. But this one you've seen before in different varieties, basically. There's been a few changes through the years. This is the latest one by Black Ops. This one is a 22 caliber. Fires a 22 caliber pellet. They claim up to 1,000 feet per second. I don't doubt that one bit. Based on my research, there's been plenty of these shooting at well over that into the supersonic area. So with the right ammo. So yeah, I think that's quite possible. Now, air guns are a whole different world, so it's really not about that feet per second, which is nice to have a fast shooting gun, but it's really about knockdown power, especially if you're going to be doing any hunting. Plinking's a whole different story. They're kind of, you want to find a balance of the two in a caliber like this. Hopefully this has it. Initial impressions on this rifle. When I pulled this out of the box, my initial impression was, holy, it's very well built. It's very, very solid. It's very realistic. It's black. It's tactical. It looks the part. I was impressed. Seen a lot of guns. I wasn't expecting much for that $200 price range. It really impressed me. Build quality. So the first thing we're really going to cover with this is the stock. Okay, well we're going to start right here with the stock. This is it's a polymer stock. It's a very high quality polymer stock. The quality of this, I would compare this to, say, if you went out and you bought a Remington 700, the factory stock that comes with a Remington 700. This is about the polymer quality that has. It's amazing. There's been some changes to this rifle. Most notably, and a big question out there, but nobody ever seems to answer it, is what's the butt pad? Why is it not adjustable, or is it adjustable? Because we have all seen the ones with the adjustable butt pads if you've been looking at these. The new ones are not adjustable. Simply got two screws in the back. It's a rubber. It's comfortable. It's rubber. It isn't adjustable. And if you're wondering if you can make it adjustable and you can take this off and there's some kind of component in there to make it adjustable, there's not. It's just not possible with this one. They must have changed what it was inside. Now I wish I had an old one to exactly compare it to, but I don't. But Black Ops, if you're listening, that's a feature that I think everybody really liked, and I would have liked to have seen. Now maybe I had an issue with them, or maybe they were breaking. I don't know, but aesthetically it looked great, so maybe we could go back to that. We have a cheek rise on it. It has a 1 full inch of adjustment, goes down flat and rises up 1 inch. I have it set all the way up right now, so if you're want to know what it looks like all the way up, this is it. This is what you get. Works great, gives you a great line of sight to the scope. Works good for me anyhow. Your fit may differ, but for me it lines up nicely with the scope. From there we're going to move to the pistol grip. It's a beefy pistol grip, but it's beefy in the right places, okay? It's not slender, it's not thin. But when you get your hand on it, you'll understand what I'm saying. This fits very, very, very nice. It fits the hand super, super nice. Everything's where it should be. It's laid out where it should be. Great feel to it. I have medium-sized hands, and this thing is just, I mean, this is an amazing looking and feeling pistol grip on it. They did it right. It's nothing that they skimped on, for sure. You know, a lot of these guns you grab, you put your hand around, you're like, that doesn't feel good. This is ergonomic and good in the hands, for sure. We're going to move forward. A deal breaker for a lot of people when they're buying these is this magazine down here, which, as you've all heard, I'm sure by now, is a faux magazine. It's not real. It's integrated into the stock. That was almost a deal breaker for me too, guys. I had almost a couple of deal breakers for me before I pulled the trigger on it, okay? But what it does have is a compartment, and you'll flick your switch here, and you slide this forward, and you have a compartment that's up in here, and that holds your Allen keys that you can put your scope on with, or whatever you want to put in there. It's maybe a few extra rounds if you want to. It's a nice little compartment to hold it, but it's done tastefully, okay? The thing is, you wouldn't know it wasn't real unless I told you. That's the thing. You can't look at it and go, that's not a real magazine. It looks the part. Another deal breaker for a lot of people is the mock bolt and carrier. We all know it's a mock bolt and carrier if you've been watching these, but nobody said, does it look real? Does it feel real? No, you can't move it. That would be a nice feature of Black Ops, if you're listening again, if you could make the actual bolt cycle somehow. Even if it doesn't do nothing, at least get that kind of realism to it. Since you're going with the faux stuff anyhow, and it's there, at least make it function. Okay, make it work. Maybe we got some. Maybe between our shots, we want to pretend we're cycling for some practice or whatever. But it looks the part, but you can't move it. But is this plastic? I wanted to know. I'm sure you wanted to know. Now, if this is a plastic bolt, right? Bolt handle. That'd be kind of chintzy, right? It's not. It's steel. It's a steel carrier inside. Okay, steel all the way up through, and then going up into the barrel. Steel in here with a plastic rib that's part of the stock. In between, steel all the way up to where we load our pellet, which is here. Okay, the steel on this seems to be of very good quality also. This is a 14-inch barrel, in case anybody's wondering how long the barrel is. The actual barrel length is 14 inches. So that means this starts here at the break, and it goes right up into, let me show you, right here, okay? Right there. That's 14 inches right there. So that's the length of the barrel. Now, Black Ops, maybe this is another one you can explain, because I can't seem to explain it. So that means from here, see this on camera or not, to here, which would be approximately a 3 1/4 inch span. That would mean in that 3 1/4 inches that you're claiming that it is a functioning, working suppressor. My common sense bell goes off on that one. I'm not going to say it's not true, simply because maybe you're doing something in there that I don't know about. Maybe there's some kind of system that propels the air back and it cancels the sound out. I don't know. But it seems like a little short distance to actually make any audible difference in a gun that's firing below the speed of sound anyhow. Okay, like I said, this is capable of going supersonic, but if this thing goes supersonic, I honestly don't think that it would make that much difference. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd love to be corrected. Maybe, you know, we can learn this together. But that's where we're at with this. Now, everybody else looks and they say, well, okay, it's got a suppressor on it. It's also polymer. It's a polymer suppressor. And that's something that I see on a lot of air guns, is the polymer suppressors. And I know they're trying to keep the guns light, but if you're making a tactical, in my opinion, if you're making a nice tactical looking air gun, let's put an aluminum suppressor on it at least. Let's not keep it plastic. Let's keep, I mean, we did so good all the way up to here. Let's keep it going. You know, let's keep it going. Maybe we can, you know, it's some feedback. Now, Bipod, amazing Bipod. You've heard reviewers say, we don't like this. It's the nature of the beast, guys. If you don't have a spring-loaded bipod, you're going to get that back and forth right here. But this bipod works really good. It's a super nice working bipod. Positive lock forward. Okay. Positive lock backwards. Holds its position. It has that right there, but that does it on each side. It's equal. Mounts right on your rails on the side. You got a rail on each side that it mounts to. You can move it. You can move your position to it from here to here, in the middle, anywhere's in between. It's a good bipod. I'd use it. I'd use it on pretty much anything. That wouldn't scare me at all. Now, anywhere else that I would improve on this? No, I don't know. As long as it shoots good. It's supposed to have a very good Nitro Piston setup in it. They've used them for a few years now. Doesn't seem to be any issues with them. And Black Ops actually sends you a, they say they're nice to send you a thing, welcome to the team. If you have any questions, you can give them a call. They're glad to help you out. And they want some positive reviews. They want you to buy their product some more. They even give you a discount code if you're giving a positive review. And it's even signed Josh. So Josh, if you're watching, well, it's not a positive review just as of yet, because we have yet to fire it. We want to see the accuracy of it. Build quality, great. Got room for improvement. But what doesn't, right? Am I impressed with the gun? That being said, $200 range. Would I pay more if it had a working bolt and an aluminum suppressor? Yeah, I'd pay a little more for it. It definitely would be worth it. Now, we're going to move to the trigger. The trigger on this gun is ribbed. Now, if you're a target shooter, or you're a long distance shooter like I am with a regular high powered rifle, these ribbed triggers, to me, are amazing. I wouldn't expect to see this on an air gun, by the way. So when you got your hand on the trigger and you're pulling the trigger back, I can tell where the trigger is by the rib, by the feel of the rib on my finger. Now that's not something that you might not understand right off the bat, or something that you'd have to get used to, learn to do. But that feature right there tells me that trigger is going to be pretty good if they went through the process of actually putting that on the trigger. Maybe not. Maybe they had triggers laying around and they just threw them in there. But I like it. Tells me that there's a little bit of attention to detail there. Okay. This is the scope that you get with it. Yeah, you can see, Mike, that's nothing like the one that's on it. No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. But remember, we're at the $200 price range, and like most reviewers say on this gun, they take the scope and, well, I'm not going to with it. This is why. This scope has some really clear glass. It's a fixed power. It's a 4x32. It's a fixed power, but this thing, it's got great eye relief, super eye relief, and it's super, I'm looking out the window right now. And this thing is just so clear. It's amazing. This has great glass in it. Will it last? I really don't know, but it come with the gun. We're going to give the scope a try, but just not right now. And this is why. Because when I sight this gun in, when we get to the range and we actually sight this gun in, I'm not going to try to get you these 30-yard shots, okay? We're going to use this air rifle, 1,000 feet per second. We're going to put some good quality ammo in it. We're going to go down a path of ammunition later on too. All kinds of options we're going to do with this as far as learning about particular guns and certain ammos, okay? We're going to see how far out we can be accurate with this gun. Something that nobody ever does. How far out we're going to be. We've heard of people hitting 85 yards with these, right? I'm sure you guys have seen that video. Guy hitting a Coke can at 85 yards. All right, we're going to try that. But can we be consistent with that? Okay, is this usable at that? And if so, what ammo, what grain? We're going to find that out. But I have to start with a good scope to do that first. We're not going to do it with a 4x32 scope. That we're not gonna do it. So we're gonna need a little bit more power, a little bit better quality to do that with. Okay, that being said, if the gun shoots like hell, we know that it's the gun, it's not the scope. Why? Because I've used this scope on many of my rifles. This has been on my 338 Lapua. These have been on my my 308. It's been on so many rifles. It's crazy. It's had a lot of kickback on it. A lot of recoils went through this scope. Traveled through this scope. Tremendous. It's been on 30 on my .6. I can't even begin to tell you. I've tried it on everything. It works. I guess is my point. It works and it works well. This is a 6 to 24 by 50, and it's got a military reticle in it. It's a red-green, and it's nice. It holds 0. It never comes off. The thing is accurate. And the thing is, it comes with these nice military-style mounts. And I was like, when I pulled this out of the box, the first time I bought one of these for the first time maybe 5 years ago. And I have a few of these now because I don't like swapping them around so much. I have a few of them now. And what's the brand of this scope? Guys, I don't know. I go on eBay, and I get it, and it's rifle scope. Now, you'd think I remember the name of the seller. I don't even think the name of the seller's on here. Let me see if I can find it for you. And these scopes, every once in a while, they'll come out, and they'll have maybe a different reticle inside, or they'll have a different scope mount. Let's see what we got here. Best Incorporated. They're out of Dayton, New Jersey. That's where this came from, okay? As far as the eBay seller goes, I don't remember, but I buy from him all the time. He always sends me these scopes. There may be a slight difference, maybe a different design on the sunshade, but the internals are pretty much the same, and they all work really well. First thing I do is a box test. They always work well on the box test. The click test, they're always nice and clicky, tight and positive. And now I'm getting these ones with these great mounts. They're $40, I think $43 I paid. I know, right? $43 I paid for a scope, but it's going on a $200 gun. I'm not going to have the scope cost more than the gun. The scope works. We'll stick with it. Yeah, there's expensive options out there. I have a bunch of expensive scopes. I never use them because my cheap one that I'm not afraid to break or bang around, and if it does get broken, I'll put another one on it. That's what I use. I'm not using an air rifle to save my life. So it can go on an air rifle. That's my thought. The gun does come with some flip-up sights for the rear. That's adjusted for windage and elevation. Okay, and they bolt on right on your rail. And then up front, you have a screw that is right here, and there's a little slide that comes out. And this is a pretty nice-looking fiber optic sight. And that'll slide in and your screw goes back in, so you do have open sights that come with this also, if you want to shoot this with open sights. Guys, I think that this is going to turn out to be one of my better purchases that I'm not sorry that I did. And we're going to learn this along the way. And if you're looking to buy one, if you're curious, I think $200 is worth it just on the build quality for backyard plinking. As long as that nitro piston functions great and it's halfway accurate, we're there now. But we're going to dive way more in depth later on into this rifle. and see exactly what makes it tick. Black Ops, if you're listening, you did a good job, but don't skip. Another thing you did really well is you cut back on the god awful gaudy lettering that you had on the side of these guns that just scream kids toy. That did not look good. These are nice and tastefully done now. As you can see, so much smaller, aesthetically pleasing. It's not bright white. It's more like a matte white finish. Very lot darker. Looks good. Same over here. And I really like that you put the Black Ops into the suppressor up front, but it's engraved in. That is nice. That is actually a nice little touch that adds to a lot of realism in this. And it's so much better quality. Let's let that fall down there. So much better quality. So if you like this video and you want to go down this journey on air guns with me, I hope that you hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and we can do this together. I'm gonna get some time out there shooting this, and we're gonna be experimenting with some different ammunition and stuff like that. Next video coming up, guys, we're gonna do the Panther Arms Crossman short battle rifle. We're gonna do that full automatic. It's a blast, guys. I know you've probably seen it time and time again, but who gets sick of those, right? It's a blast to shoot. The fit and the finish on that gun's amazing also, and it's fun. So, most fun you can have with your clothes on. So, hit that like, subscribe, share, and we'll talk to you soon. And thanks for watching. Bye.